It is a huge day for XRP holders, especially those who trusted what's coming in and those who knew that this was coming. This is a huge win for the XRP holders. This is a huge win for those who fought for us. And remember, we already knew that the real estate mania was about to start, and this just started. Right now, you are literally watching exchanges after exchanges coming out and saying we are relisting XRP. So you just got the Gemini doing that, the Kraken doing that, Coinbase doing that, iTrust coming out and saying the exact same. So right now, the floodgates are just about to start. But at the same time, remember the guys who were so negative on the asset. Right now, things does not look great for them. Ripple, the company, fought for the entire market and XRP won. What does that really mean for all of us? Especially, remember this. This is where I give a huge shout out to Credible, where he actually gives you the perfect idea. This happened almost similarly in another asset, and as soon as they got clarity, it just exploded 50x in 6 months. Now, it didn't happen in 6 days, it happened in 6 months, but that's a huge movement of price, and the parabolic movements in crypto market has just started. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% in crypto. Back in May, when I gave you this chart, there was a lot of negative talks. But standing here right now, after 2 months of that, it does look almost similar. It's hard to even neglect the fact that it happened, right? We just blew through. Now, what was the thought process shared there? It's the Wyckoff pattern, which I shared before, and this is exactly what's happening right now, and I'm so happy about that. And if you go back looking at all these indicators which we discussed throughout the history, we actually gave you this thought process. Look at the weekly RSI and what the price action was showing us. And right now, if you go look at what exactly the RSI is showing you, it's moving into the hyper parabolic state. Why would I say that? Go look at the history of XRP. When do you actually see the MACD and the RSI going this parabolic, entering the overbought zone on a weekly? Now, if that does not satisfy you, go look at the monthly chart of XRP. That should satisfy you as a bull in the market, because all these times in history, when you got the cross to the upside on a monthly in the MACD, that was a parabolic move after that. Last time we had the SEC cloud for the secondary sales, and we managed to do around 10x. If we count it from the bottom, yeah, we did around a 16x movement. But before that, when we actually got such a movement in the MACD and the RSI, the first run up was like 80x. That's a huge movement. Now, if you actually take in the total moves, that was somewhat like 700x. That's a huge movement. And right now, with all these news, narratives, and everything, you should agree with the fact that news and narrative does matter. Because the SEC news just pushed the price of XRP like this. That was a parabolic move. Now, don't get confused here. We will see some kind of short-term correction. Why would I say that? Each time you bounce like this, you usually see a 10, 15, 20% drop. It's normal. Don't worry about that. Here was like 10% after putting in a huge green candle. Now, one of the most important things you have to keep in mind is that we just broke through the 0.55, 0.58 range of resistance. That cloud has been taken out. That's exactly what XRP is doing right now. And if you look at the Bitcoin side of things, we are at the roof. We are at the resistance. A break of this range and a little bit of move here looks bullish. Now, look at the daily MACD. Look at the RSI. All of them are slowly turning bullish. You go on a weekly, it does show you like the bulls are here. They are active. I told you guys this last time. Look at that monthly chart in Bitcoin, look at the monthly chart in XRP. All of them right now aligns with the ideology that we are about to go parabolic. Now, I clearly understand it doesn't always look the same when you say that even before the thing starts happening. It literally feels like a parabolic movement type of hype. But that's not what we are looking at right now. What we are watching right now is a parabolic move to the upside. You literally don't see these kind of moves inside a bear market. If that happens, it's just one candle. It doesn't actually get the follow through. So the next 24 hours is going to be super important for the entire market. Look at how the market is performing. Just with 1 day of price action, XRP reached top of the last quarter. Now, it's also interesting to note the fact that if you remove the stable coin, the Tether out of this, XRP is now at the third spot. Look at the volume here. We are almost close to 8 billion. Whereas Ether, we are catching up pretty fast. And that's a huge catch up. Look at the buying and selling happening there. And look at the buying and selling happening here. That's a huge shift in the sentiment. Look at what Stellar is doing right now. If you had that, it's also pumping today. It's also moving. Why is that? Because once you understand the macro narrative, as we've been discussing here for months, we know what the hell is happening. And once you get that literal clarity, you now know one thing. The macro bull market always agrees with you. This area was the 2017 bull market. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Dollar dropped, crypto popped. Great. Now you come here the next time. Dollar dropped, crypto popped. Right now, dollar is dropping. So what do you expect the crypto market to do? If you take the TV remote and press the power on, it will power on. If that's what happens every time you do that, why would you even doubt that? Right? Maybe it's going to take another second to start, but that's going to start. And right now, we are watching the exact same thing happening. Keeping the emotions away and the hype aside, if you take a look at the price action, what's more important? We would actually like to see the first leg of this run-up reaching all the way to the all-time high, say somewhere close to $4, $3.894. Why? Because this trend line, which we just broke, retested, consolidated, and pumped, shows you a measured move of around 9x. So if you say that's the first leg of this ultimate movement, this is going to get so much exciting. Now, if you remember the macro targets with this monthly chart showing you an ultra bullish move, now you understand what your targets are, or at least you have great consideration for your exit targets. How would that look like? We all actually understand the fact that, okay, short term, we just saw this triangle pattern breaking higher and the measured move. This macro pattern gives you the understanding that the market has not actually dropped much. This is where you started from. This is where you consolidated. And the consolidation right now looks like it's done. And you're starting to pop through the roof. Right now, just with one candle, that can be a little bit of emotions coming in. But remember, we've been waiting for this to happen from some time. Just in the last video, when we didn't have all this news out there, I took you guys through this, right? Even before the SEC court law came in, saying XRP is not a security. That's great. So right now, when you look at this, you need to keep that mind clear and say, okay, we just got something like this. That's great. We didn't actually wick lower, we popped. So if you were anticipating the wick lower, the lower low, that agenda just failed. Instead, you popped. Now, you take the measured move of this pattern and that takes you towards 16x after the break of the roof here, which would literally put you all the way up, maybe $25, $30, and the market cap just for XRP somewhere close to $1.5 trillion. Right now, we are at 40 billion. Now, if you take that measurement from the current price, XRP can do a $35 X movement for that one pattern. Now, we all understand that the short term move, the medium term move, everything counts in the market. Why would I say that? When we go back and look at these things, we understand that there is a wave structure play in. We saw this, we talked about this. Now, after 2 months, we just saw this getting completed. So, did you need a lot of patience? Obviously, we had to be patient. We completely needed to be patient. And that's on the macro, which we are talking about right now for all these parabolic moves. And if you do see a $20 XRP for this particular wave, which is coming here, don't be surprised. Just take your profits. When you see a divergence, just like when you saw the top here at $1.91, as we called it on the right day, remember that on the right day, if you see that divergence, do take some profits. Don't stay out of the market believing $10,000 XRP is coming, believing $100,000 XRP is coming. Maybe in one point we may see all those, but I don't think it's happening right now. A ton of institutions and individuals are going to enter. Manipulation is going to come in for sure. So we need to be on the safe side. When you see your targets are being hit, take your profits. Now, going on to the fundamental side of this, I think this is one of the most important factor here. JP Morgan back in the day stated this: if this happens, right, XRP is going for huge adoption rally. And right now we watch, there's one of the only assets out there in the crypto with legal clarity, which has a utility, which has the technology to do all this stuff. All others are right now running behind the SEC in the case. Great. And that's where XRP just won the match. And we did this talk before saying we went through hard time. All of them are just starting, we are ending. And right now that's over. The secondary market is done. Now, when you actually read through what Jeremy actually gave you as a breakdown, that's a perfect one. Shout out to him. It kind of gives us a better clarity. Now, a short version of this, Stuart has dropped it here. The only area where code found investment contract is the direct sales to the institutional clients. And it does not actually look positive on that end. But on all the other sides, the sales on the exchanges are not securities. Sales by the executives are not securities. Other XRP distributions to developers, to charities, to employees are not securities. That's a huge part to understand. That means the secondary market sales of this asset is not a security, and the secondary market is about to go like this. Right now, the price action which we just watched here for XRP, this pop here, is just a spark, in my opinion. I truly believe that we are about to see a wildfire in XRP. The message is about to spread. All these exchanges are about to release this asset, and massive inflow is about to come. Last 2 years of entire fundamentals have been blocked in the US. You can't buy a huge chunk unless you were using Uphold with a small units ability. Right now, that is done. If you have $1 million and you want to buy that entirely in XRP, that's now possible. Everything is about to come in, and that means be ready for your targets and have patience. Always ignore people like this. They'll always come out and give you the bad idea, and I'm really happy to see Cowboy Crypto changing it. That guy back in the day was stating XRP. Now, we used to say XRP the standard, so he was like XRP the security, and right now we get the clarity that it is the currency. And it is going to be one of the best currencies in the world to do this deal. And understand this. This fundamentally undercuts the SEC's argument that it has the authority over these underlying assets. It does not. And right now, the court has only ruled for XRP, not about the entire list of crypto which the SEC screwed. They're going to fight. They're going to get the ruling in favor for sure. They'll use the Ripple case 100%. But that's going to take some time. Even with all of these proofs, we took 2.5 years. That was painful. Remember, all these other assets, even fundamental assets, are going to get the same issue. But this time, you don't have that gravity in XRP. That's why you're going to see this asset taking off. You're going to see this asset popping through the roof. And this is not just hype, this is the reality. Last day, when we were here, it was not a reality, but we still shared the perspective that the daily chart is showing you something big, and the monthly chart agrees on that. Yes, the weekly was negative, but right now that too changed. So the daily, the weekly, the monthly, all of them are showing you I'm extremely bullish. So if XRP, the trend is extremely bullish, don't go against the trend. Now, if, say for example, you are a bear in the market, you're saying, no, I want to look for opportunities to short this asset, that would be one of the baddest idea in the world, one of the worst idea in the world as an investor or a trader. But say you want to actually try that opportunity, what would you look for? This asset is already above this level. Next level, this asset has already gone through this level. Now it's testing that particular level. Great. So what would be your targets? Do you really believe that XRP is about to drop back to this level, which would be, in terms of the person, a 30-35% move to the downside? At this time, I would like to see that, because some of you guys who actually missed this rally because you were literally waiting for the lower low to come in would have an ability to buy back. I would be really happy for those guys. But understand, if you literally see XRP dropping back to this price point from the roof, that's like a 40% drop. And a lot of buy orders are going to come in. And if you see that happening in the price action, use that. Consider using that in the right sentiment. Now, the daily chart just gave you the clarity that this asset just popped. You went through the roof. You got the daily close. That's huge. Now, when you see a red candle coming in, keep this in mind. This is the range of support which we just discussed. And if you see the price action coming into that zone, wow, that's going to be a huge opportunity. And if you are like a bull who has been here for some time and packed the bags over here at the bottom, you're just sitting and watching how these speculators are now trying to push the market. Because you see the monthly, the weekly, the daily, all of them agree on one point. It's massively bullish from this point. But remember, the entire market is trying to lift off, and Bitcoin is at this range of resistance. As soon as we see a breakout, it's going to take off. But till that point, you will see the money flowing into XRP. You will see similar assets, highly correlated assets, draining the liquidity. Last time it was just the BTC draining the liquidity from the altcoins. Right now, it is going to be XRP on that throne. So guys, if you do appreciate the work done in this channel, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you are looking forward to know all of these posts where people are literally happy about what happened and they are literally understanding the fact that the work which we have put in, studying the macro, the micro, the crypto market and all, it did give them an edge in the market. Because not a lot of guys actually shared this thought process with you. Why? Because they wanted to hype. Right? They wanted to actually give you another thought process. But right now, the market has proved that this thought process, which we have shared from some time, is now the truth. So if you are looking for those kind of posts, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.